here.
Lily.
All right, welcome. Okay, we're gonna get started
Sonia
with this
Rivera.
Power Hour. Let's see here. If you could please go ahead and mute yourself, that would be great. And I'm gonna unmute a few of you guys. Okay, so we could go ahead and get this thing started. So let's see here. So today, as you guys know, for those of you guys that I'm gonna interview, you know who you are. Please feel free to unmute yourself. Okay. I'm going to interview some absolute winners that are crushing it, and every single one has already closed a deal or more with us. The reason why I say that is because some of these guys are basically brand new. So I'm going to introduce all three of them. Okay. First of all, we've got Mr. Victor Lewis from South Carolina. This guy's an absolute winner. He's a solar professional. He got started with the company probably 2-3 months ago. He's already knocked out, I think, something like 5 deals, right? He's gonna be testing out for mentor probably this week. He's got 5 or 6 deals, and he's got things in the pipeline. So I believe that no later than the end of this week, he's gonna be a mentor on the team. So super excited for him. He's a part of David Small's team out in North Carolina, and this guy's in South Carolina. So for those of you guys with deals out in North and South Carolina, we've got Victor Lewis going to be a mentor here very soon. Also, Carol's going to be a mentor out there as well. We got mentors in North and South Carolina here in the next week or so. So that's exciting. So he is a door-to-door specialist as well. And so I'm going to be picking his brain. We're going to do a Q&A session as well. So as a matter of fact, before we even get it going, I want you guys to think of any questions, okay, that you may have for these gentlemen. Okay, because I want you, here's the thing, I want to hear your pitch, guys. I want to hear their pitch, number one. Number two, I want to see what kind of tips they're going to give the team. Okay, number three, I want it to be a Q&A session. And listen, I'm ready to learn, okay, guys, because I know how to door knock. I've door knocked before, but I'm not as good as these guys. So anyways, Victor Lewis is one of them, an absolute stud, one of the most humble guys you'll meet, one of the most hardworking guys that you'll meet. Additionally, we've got my good friend, Mr. Robert Hollis. Robert, I've known him for over a decade. We've had a friendship for over a decade. One of the best network marketers in the world. So this guy knows how to team build. This guy's one of the best trainers and speakers you're ever going to see. But guess what? Over the last 2 or 3 years, he's become a solar professional outside of Powur. So I'm super excited that he is now a part of our team with Powur Energy, and he is a door-to-door specialist, okay? Probably in the entire company, one of the best solar salespeople in the entire company. So I'm excited to learn from him. He just got started with us a couple of weeks ago. He had a root canal, then he had some other things, so he couldn't get started for those couple of weeks. As soon as he hit the field, first week on the field, he got his first deal. So that guy is in Arizona. Be on the lookout. Arizona has SRP. SRP is one of the worst utility companies out there. So you want to keep him in mind because he's an SRP expert. Okay, guys? I don't like to deal with SRP. Matter of fact, a couple months ago, I was dealing with SRP and I was like trying to find a mentor out there. And people were like, I don't want to mess with SRP. Well, this guy's an SRP expert. So anyways, with that being said, Mr. Robert Hollis, we're going to be interviewing him, asking him for some tips. I want to hear, what do you say on the door? I'm going to be the homeowner. I want you to pitch me, okay? And let me tell you the kind of homeowner I am. I am a homeowner that just came home from a bad day at work, and I'm grumpy. I hate my 9 to 5, but I know I need solar, though. But I'm not going to tell you that I need solar. So you got your work cut out for you, man. Then the next person that I'm going to bring up is a good friend of mine. He's become a good friend, tremendous leader in the company. This guy for sure is a 7-figure earner in this company in the near future as well. Mr. Joelle Gossett. This guy's out in Florida, crushing it. He's already mentored some deals for some of our team. Okay. He's just an absolute winner, champion on the doors, one of the most motivated, self-motivated winners in the entire company. So you guys are in for a treat because this team here, we got an all-star group of champions in 3 different states from the East Coast to the West Coast. So with that being said, let's get it started. Damn, that was a pretty good introduction, huh? Glad it's being recorded. I think
That was real good.
thanks, Victor. All right, so let's see here. Matter of fact, because Victor said that, I'm going to let him go first. So, Victor, feel free to unmute yourself. So the question is this, Vic.
Yes, sir.
First of all, how long, tell us a little bit, how long have you been in the solar industry? How much experience do you have door knocking? And what was your experience early on in door knocking? Let's start there.
Oh, sure. Experience in door knocking. I started out with satellite with DirecTV and Dish up in Michigan. We're taking back 9 years. 9 years. So, and it was horrible at first, painful. Door knocking's not the easiest. It's really uncomfortable, but once you figure it out, it's awesome because you have your own shovel. You can dig up your own gold. You ain't got to wait for anybody. You just got to go do it. So
I love it. I love it. So tell me, I'm sure that you've gotten some rejection, especially when you were new. I'm sure when you were new, especially, you got some rejection and whatnot. And how'd you overcome that rejection?
Shoot. Well, every person's different. You know, a lot of people ask me, hey, what's your pitch? Man, I don't have a pitch. You know, my grandpa told me when I was 19 or 20, I was trying to sell him a vacuum cleaner. And he said, man, Vic, you got the gift of gab. You know, I just know how to interact with people. But that being said, even though I did that at a young age, you still have to learn some skill in that and stuff like that. So everything's learnable what we do at the door. No one's born a door knocker, for sure.
That's true.
So, yeah.
That, you know what, guys, that's very true, because when I was 18, I got a job door knocking. I had never door knocked before in my life. And I wasn't, now I have a personality where I can talk to people and I'm not shy, but that was developed. That's one of the tips that I want to give you guys. You can develop these skills, right? I wasn't born with the gift of gab. I wasn't born with being able to talk to people or being confident or whatever the case may be. That is developed. So, I think that's a very important tip. Okay. So, all right, let's get right down to business, Victor. Mm-hmm. You knock on my door, right? My house is a house that qualifies for solar as far as you can see by approaching the door. What do you say to me on the door?
Well, do you mind if I do a little framework before I actually come to the door? Because literally, you can't even get out of bed unless you make a decision. Okay. So let me set the framework up before I even go to a door. Okay. Please. I wrote some notes down. So, because I have a gift of gab, I might rabbit trail. So I just want a couple bullet points here, what I put down. Never apologize when you're at the door. I used to say, hey, I'm sorry to bother you. Well, you already put yourself at a deficit. Don't do that. You're a professional. You're a solar pro. Do not apologize. They need you. You don't need them, because there's millions of doors out there. Okay. Don't make friends. Be professional. As soon as you start making friends, it makes it easier for them to control the whole conversation and let you down. And those people that are thinking about it will kill you. They'll waste your time. You're looking and you're sorting. You're not selling.
Love it.
What I do is I'm straight to the point. I don't beat around the bush. People have had the doors knocked for centuries. It's to the point. You interrupted them already. So be to the point, get a yes and no, and go to the next door. I got what they call the 3 Ps. You be professional. You're a solar pro. Your posture is everything. Don't ask for permission. Direct them to what you want, which is utility bill. And I'll show you how you do that. Be polite. You're a professional. It doesn't give you the right to be rude. And the last one is be precise. Get to the point. Move to the next door. Don't make friends. You put them in a position, I already mentioned that, to control the conversation. Because when it comes down to it, make the main thing the main thing. How many doors you're going to knock in a short window of time so you can get in front of people. If we drag things out, it makes it for a long, worn out day. Just get through the numbers, set your goal. I'm going to knock on 50 doors in 4 hours, talk to 25 people, because really that's all you can control is how many doors you knock on, not who's there, the right person, the right house or anything. It's how many doors you knock. So that's the small thing. And then Now I can give you my pitch if you want, but again, they're not a cookie cutter. They're not.
Let me
Every
stop.
person's
Let me
different.
stop you real quick. What are the three P's that you mentioned? Be a professional, have
Yeah,
posture.
professional, polite, and be precise. Be right to the point. Don't beat around the bush. You ain't got time. You don't want to waste their time or your time. And that's posture too. Being polite, I mean, precise and posture is kind of the same thing.
Got it. So professional, polite,
Mm-hmm.
and
Precise.
precise. Precise also is posture, you mean? Got
Posture. Yep. Yep.
it. I love it. I love it.
Yep.
Very good. And I love how you said don't apologize, because a lot of people, I used to do that, right? I used to apologize and stuff, and don't make friends and stuff. And that's one of the things I heard Charles Thompson talking about here.
Yep.
When he presents to a customer, when I learned to become a mentor, he says, because I started off, and luckily my closing ratio has been good, but I started off kind of befriending the customer a little bit too much.
Yep.
And then one thing I learned from him, even in the presentation, is I don't really befriend the customer. Yeah, you build some common ground with the customer, sure, but don't take it overboard trying to, so that's awesome. So thank you for that. I think that these guys, these were some golden nuggets, man. If you didn't write these down, you should catch the replay and write them down. These little details make a big difference. So with that being said, okay, Victor, let's see. Pitch me.
Okay, knock, knock.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, sir, how you doing? Am I speaking with the homeowner?
Yeah, that'd be me.
Okay, real quick, and then I'll be out of here. My name's Vic. I'm with Powur. I'm out here on behalf of Duke Energy, which is my utility company. Which is your utility company? Is that correct, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. What's your name?
JC.
Hey, JC. What's going on? Duke is raising their rates at a significant amount. The government is mandating they get 30% of their customers on renewable energy because they don't want to build another power plant, and they can only build so many solar fields. So they're asking and assisting homeowners to go solar. Have you had a free report ran yet to see if your house works?
No, my wife and I have talked about it, but
okay,
we've never had a report.
Okay, and that's why I'm out here, because it's a free report. We got to get you off the list. Is your name on the utility bill?
I think it's my wife's.
Okay, no worries. Real quick, I'm going to call Duke Energy, and we're going to get your last 12 months of usage, and then we'll set up a time. If it don't work, I'll call you, let you know. If it does, we'll sit down, run the numbers, no obligation. Let me call them right now.
Well, let me ask you something. Hold on. Beforehand, so it's going solar, you're saying, is this a requirement to go solar? Is that what you're saying?
No, sir, not right now. Okay, so right now they're leading you with a carrot, but down the road, out in California, it's a mandate that you go solar now when you build a house or when you sell a house or purchase a house. They're making houses go solar. And I'm not saying they're going to do that here, but as bad as they're pushing the Green New Deal, it could come. So it's better to do it while it's favorable to you versus being forced into it. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But
okay, it only take a couple seconds. Now call Duke right now.
Got it. Nice. I like how you take the initiative on there, and you're just kind of, because I could tell by listening to you that you are about, hey man, this guy's either going to be interested and gonna let me go there, or he's not. You're ready to sort.
Exactly.
And I love the fact that you are putting out there that solar, man, you're not hiding it, because I've seen solar salespeople sometimes that they try to hide the fact that it's solar, and I'm personally not a fan of that.
Me neither.
Yeah. And here's the deal though, there's more than one approach that works, right? So to me,
absolutely,
like, for example, when I do the new homeowner list, I tell them I'm the solar guy in the area that's helping out all their neighbors in the area go solar, because here's the thing, we're in a place with solar where people are aware of it, and there's a good amount of people that are interested, and there's some people that maybe they don't necessarily have an interest, but they're also not closed. So guess what? Cool, right? Yep. So awesome. I love it. I love it. Yep. By the way, team, this is a time to go into the chat and to put your questions on the chat. Okay, guys. So there are some questions here on the chat. Let me see. 9 to 5. What's SRP? Company. Instead of calling the energy company, can you ask how much they use? The question was, can you ask how much they use instead of calling the utility company? Or, to elaborate on that, can you use a bill?
Absolutely. So now the reason I go for calling the utility company, one, it gives me more credibility because I'm actually talking to someone that works at Duke Energy or whoever you in whatever utility area you are in, gives you more credibility. The person seems like it's more legit, which it is legit, but you do realize there's people out there scamming people at their door. So we got to set ourselves up above just the scammers out there. Wouldn't you agree? So first I go for the utility bill. I mean, the usage talking to Duke. If I can't get a hold of them, they're not actually the primary on the utility bill. I will ask
Mm,
I will ask for the utility bill. I actually, matter of fact, I still get a copy of the utility bill because when I close them in a couple of days, I'm gonna need it anyways, right?
right.
So I might as
Right.
well get it right now. And then if they're not the primary and they don't have a utility bill, I ask them if they pay online and they get an email telling them how much their bill is. If they do that, a lot of times they'll actually get a PDF file on in their email that is actually, when they open it, is the utility bill. I have them forward it to me right then and there.
I love it. I
And
love
then,
it. I love it.
worst case scenario, because we can always get those numbers later, we can do an estimate. I'll ask them their highest bill of the last 12 months, their lowest bill of the last 12 months,
Ooh,
and do that and build a system accordingly. Now, again, I don't want to sell it like that because Duke in South Carolina will only allow you to build up to 120%. And I don't want to short them either. But once I'm in the house and I'm in front of both spouses or decision makers, one of them can help me talk to Duke, get the actual 12 months, put it in the computer, change a few numbers, and bada boom, bada bing.
I love it.
My goal is to get back in the house because I'm not selling them right there and now. I want to set an appointment, a precise date, time, come back. That's where I build more rapport because I'm
I
going to
love
the
it.
next door. Here's another thing real quick, JC.
Sure.
I am not counting on every single person to sit down with or sell. I need 10 to 15 bills a week. You can do that in 1 to 2 days. 5 are going to cancel. 3 is not even going to be qualified. And then there's going to be 6, and I want to sell 2 or 3 of those, either 33 or 50%. Those are my numbers. I don't know what your numbers in, but I know I need 15 bills to get 2 to 3 sales a week.
Yeah,
That's
makes sense. That makes sense. Because imagine this. Imagine if you get 15 bills, right?
Mhm.
I like to go based on the 50% rule.
Yep.
15 bills, that means that 50% is roughly 7, right? 7.5 to be exact. So let's say 7. 7 lead to an appointment, let's say. Out of the 7 that lead to an appointment, I might only get 3 or 4 that actually keep the appointment. And then if I have a 50% closing ratio, that's 2 or 3 deals.
Exactly.
You have the right mindset when going out and prospecting. That makes a significant difference. Here's the thing, man. How do you avoid commission breath? Here's how you avoid commission breath. Always be prospecting. You've got to have a funnel that you're putting leads through. One of the things about a weak salesperson is that they'll get a couple leads and they're excited on these leads, right? And they're like a chicken that lays on their eggs, waiting for these eggs to hatch. Some of the eggs are not going to hatch. So what you got to do is, hey, listen, here's what a professional does. I'm telling you guys what I did. All I did is I said, I'm going to prospect from this time to this time, this many days per week, and I'm going to build my team. So guess what happened? When I went out there and did this, I was prospecting a minimum of 3 times per week. And on Saturdays, I was prospecting 6 to 8 hours on Saturday. Saturday was a deal where I came back with like 5 utility bills. And I said, hey, if one of these turns into a deal, super worth it, right? But I also got deals throughout the week. But I always kept doing that. So when I had interested people that would tell me, hey, man, I'm very interested. And so I knew, even if they seem like 100, first of all, there's no such thing as 100%. Even if they're 99% interested, and I believe it's a 99% conversion, that can still turn out to not be a deal. But I don't have commission breath when I'm always stacking the pipeline, right?
Exactly.
So that's awesome. Now, here's one of the questions. Ben asked that, what do you do? And you might have answered this question. What do you do when you are on the phone with the utility company? You just get their usage?
Yeah, so they're going to have to verify their account. They're not just going to give it to me.
Right.
So again, we're professionals, right? So, hey, yeah, this is Victor with Powur. I'm sitting here with one of our, with your customer, Joe Smith. We're calling to get his last 12 months of power usage. Here's Joe Smith to verify his account, and he's on, and I have it on speaker. I'm right there on the porch, and I just turn the phone to him, and they ask him the questions, you know, your address, phone number, the last four of your social. At least that's what Duke does out here. They verify it, and then they'll ask the customer, the homeowner, and they'll say, hey, is it all right if we give Victor with Powur your last 12 months of usage? And they'll say, yes, please. Then I'll get the last 12 months. I look at it, and then I'm framing up the appointment. Here's where you're going to get you. Okay. Because some people go through the motions and knowing in the back of their mind, they're going to cancel on you. Right. So we don't want them to feel pressured. So what I do is I get the numbers. Now I've done a couple of these, right? Over the last 3 years, I've been doing solar. What I do is I look at their bill, I verify everything. If you want to stumble over a lot of hurdles, don't misspell their name. It's okay to ask them if you're spelling it right. Don't misspell the street name, because when you put it into solar, into our, you know, information, it's locked in there. It's a lot of work to get everything unraveled.
Yeah.
Email. Oh my gosh, I'm dealing with right now. I put it in there wrong, a decimal point, one way, the other, and I've been dealing with it for like 5 days. It's a pain in the butt.
Well, look, do this, Victor. Reach out to me. I can get it changed for you right after this call.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Vic. Go ahead.
Oh, so anyway, I just set the, now here's where I set the appointment up. What day works best for you? Tuesday or Wednesday? Give them an option. Let them be in control of that. Set the time. Then here's how I finish. I say, look, your numbers look decent, but I can't promise you anything. If these don't work for you, I will call and cancel. But if you don't hear from me, I'll be here on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Fair enough? Yep, fair enough. So what I just took the pressure. They might be thinking to cancel, but they're also saying, hey, maybe it won't even qualify. So I ain't got to worry about it. Then they just forget about it. You show up, you sell them, you're down the road. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Victor. Those are golden nuggets. Ben Warner here is saying that was killer. So great job. All right, we're going to move on to Robert Hollis. Let me see. Robert, let me know if you are on here, bro. I'm on my cell phone, so I can't see the full view.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I sure can. How are you, brother?
Oh, blessed and highly favored, man. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be on this call, and just the atmosphere and all the people that we're just connected with here. I think it's, you know, you surround yourself by positive people, lift each other up, and there's not a limit of what we can do. So thank you for having me on.
Hey, no problem, brother. One of the things that's impressive about you, Robert, is that you were working for another solar company. How many deals did you close? Solar deals did you close in? I think it was a 6-month period, bro.
It was actually a little short of a year. I broke the company record. I did 126 deals in, it was 11 months.
All right. So that's who we're going to ask some questions to. Now, let me set this up. That was a company that was setting Robert up on, they had an inside sales system. So he was a closer. He used to go and close it.
Right.
But guess what? He's got that experience in addition to the door knocking experience. And he's closed a lot of deals door knocking. So that's somebody you can learn from. Okay, guys, like there's people in their whole career for a long time don't close that many deals. So Robert, talk to us if you want to, you know, set it up for, you know, the way that Victor did. Or if you want to get right into, you know, your pitch on the door, whichever one is fine. What do you got?
Cool. Well, the first thing I would have to say, it's such an honor to be here at Powur. There was like 3 or 4 different companies that I was vetting, and I still remember the phone call. You called me up because of SRP and how do you sell these deals? After I explained it to you, you just said, I'm more confused now than when I first called you.
Yeah.
And I said I was going to set up my own solar dealership, and that's kind of what motions went in play for me to fly out there. And, you know, when I say that I made that much, sold that many deals, you guys got to understand the red line that we have here. I really, honestly, true believe that we are going to disrupt the industry of the solar industry. I really, really do. I made a lot of money doing that, but I was underneath somebody else, right? I didn't have my own dealership. I didn't have control over the pricing. I just had to go out there and sell, and I didn't know any better. Hey, this is what we sell it for. Great. Some of the deals I'm selling now are like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 cheaper than what the competitors are doing. So why I'm saying all this, the first thing that you have to commit to is just really believing in the product, really believing that we are helping people. Going back, and I've heard it so many times, commission breath. If you really believe that everybody that opens that door, that you're doing them a favor. There's nobody on this call that can tell me that going solar in this day and age is just the wave of the future. We are there to help them. So kind of like how Victor set it up, a mindset that, yes, it's awkward. I'll get it. You know, knocking on strangers' doors, it's awkward. But if you have that mindset that you're there to help them, okay? And I'm kind of like Victor as well. I really, you know, it's all about getting people to like and trust you. Being personable. I don't know Victor or anybody else that door knocks, but I've noticed I go out just like this in a t-shirt. I don't wear the company logos. We can all see those people coming. They all wear the same polo shirt with the logo, and it matches their hat, and they got their clipboard. No, I'm just here to be in the area and educate people. The other one too, and I'll go into my pitch here in a second, which I really wholeheartedly believe, ladies and gentlemen, sticking to an area, getting people to recognize you, getting people to be familiar with okay, it's Robert, the solar pro. I personally started in my own neighborhood. I know that probably is going to be sketchy for some of you guys because you have to actually meet your neighbors now and talk to them. But I've sold now 2 systems in my neighborhood. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, people kind of tend to keep up with the Joneses, right? That if anybody has sales rabbit, we won't get into all the technical stuff, but unless you tell me absolutely no, I do not want solar, or you have solar, I'm going to keep knocking on your door. Because I just believe it's just getting to know people. It's not being a salesperson. Sometimes, you know, and I like, you know, Victor's approach, you have to be precise with people. I get that. But also from my background, being a salesperson inside sales, my mindset was always one call close. And if anybody's a salesperson, you know what that means. It's you either give me your electric bill now, or I close a deal now. And if not, you're dead to me, you're gone, you just move on. When you have your own dealership and when you are knocking for yourself, it's a little different. It's about building connections, everything in life. I think the only reason, you know, JC, me and him have known each other for a long time. And, you know, people want to call us lucky, but we have just mastered the art of connecting with people. So just like Victor said, the script, yes, it is great to know, to have the foundation, but you're going to meet people that, you know, whether you're going to talk about the motorcycle in the driveway or the grandkids or anything, people they want to buy from people that they like. They want to buy from people that they trust. Pronzo, I forget, I know I'm butchering her name, but people don't care what you know unless they know that you care. So I'm going off on a tangent, my script. JC, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Hi, how you doing, sir? My name is Robert. I actually live in the neighborhood right over here. What's your name?
My name is JC.
JC, very, very nice to you. I've been going around the neighborhood, introducing myself, helping people understand the new SRP rate changes. Have you heard anything about this?
No, not really.
No, are you the homeowner?
I am.
You are? Okay, so you probably got an email or a letter in the mail, probably threw it away. But you know how they always get you on the on peak, off peak, not really sure what you're paying?
Right.
So pretty much everybody in this area, you're spending about 33 to 35 cents a kilowatt on peak. With the new program, with the E27, that drops from 35 cents to 5.
Wow.
Just like
Nice.
everybody else says. What's the catch, right?
Right, right.
It's SRP promoting renewable resources. So have you ever looked into solar or talked to anybody? Just be honest with me. Good, bad, indifferent, you don't know?
I don't know enough about it, but I've been curious about it. That's about it.
You've been curious about it. So nobody's ever sat down and actually explained to you the rate plans or explained to you, how solar actually works?
No.
Okay. So before anything, just be honest with me, JC. Is it something that you'd be interested in learning more about?
Sure, why not? I mean, as long as I don't have to pay anything to, sure.
Hey, I'll tell you the same thing, and I'll pause. Everybody write down. JC, I'm going to tell you the same thing I've told everybody else. If I can't guarantee save you money from day one and get solar on your roof for $0 out of pocket, I won't even knock on your door again.
Okay, fair enough. See, that's a powerful line right there.
That deal right there, that line has got me more business than I can even say. And it's true. So listen, JC, not everybody's qualified. The first step is I'm going to need to look at your electric bill.
Okay.
And we're going to set up a time that I can explain not only your electric bill, but explain to you how solar works. Do you do it via mail or on the?
I think we get it. I think we get it via. I think we get it in the mail. Yeah.
Okay, cool. What side of the house is your electrical box?
On the left side.
On the left side? Cool. I have to take photos of it anyways. Why don't you go find a copy of your bill and I'll meet you back here in a second, okay?
Okay, sure enough. Good.
Walk off. Kind of like what Victor said, and Joelle, I got that tip from Joelle. You can't be too aggressive, but you do have to be assertive. Like, what's going on. People sometimes they'll just do what you ask them of. And I'm not trying to be too aggressive, but hey, it's a point of action. Just like Victor said, once I get the bill, then it's what day works better for you, Tuesday or Thursday. If you just say whenever's free, we used to, and I know JC knows this in network marketing, you never say, what do you think? What did you like most about what you just saw? You lead them towards what their answers are going to be. And other than that, I mean, we can have a whole other conversation about how I actually close solar. But I think first and foremost, guys, if you just get in your head, one, that you believe in what you're doing, they should be appreciative that you are at their door, right? Wholeheartedly get that you got the hardest person to sell is yourself. Okay. If you haven't sold yourself out 100%, just like Victor said, don't ever apologize that you're at their door. You're there to help them. Okay. Right. Get that in your heart first. And the second one, as far as just door knocking, the biggest thing I tell everybody is just, you got to put in the work, man. I mean, it's not easy. It really isn't. Nobody wants to get up and go door knock. Most people don't want to put in the work, period. But right up until you get that commission check, embrace it and love it. I love it. I'm losing weight. I'm getting vitamin D every day.
That's right.
I'm getting outside. I'm exercising. I'm getting paid to exercise and get in shape. And just look at it like a challenge. The numbers are the numbers. You'll find how many doors you have to hit to get a bill. And just like Victor said, that one bill isn't a make or break. But, just one foot in front of the other. My quick story, and I'll close it at this. I signed up in the company, got home, I got the flu. Then after I got the flu, I broke my toe, so I couldn't walk. And then I had a root canal. Guess what, guys? You can't stress over things you can't control. What you can control is your mindset and your actions. The hardest part is putting on those shoes. I guarantee after you knock that first door, I go out with a mentality that I want to get 5 no's today. I want to get 5 no's today. People that are rude to me. And if you're looking for that as a goal, everything else is easier. You just got to keep putting your foot in front of the other and go out there. And the people that will, I mean, gosh, I'm looking out here in a new area, looking at like 30, 40 homes and one's got solar. They're going to get solar. Who's going to knock on the door?
That's right. That's absolutely right. Thank you for that, Robert. That was an absolute gold mine. And hope you guys are taking notes. Here's one thing I'm going to ask of the speakers, and we're going to go to Joelle next. One of the, by the way, if you are able to turn on your camera, turn on your camera. If you're not, that's fine. Okay. Some people don't, I think there's some people on the team don't want to turn on their camera because they're still waking up. So hopefully you're not in the East Coast if that's the case. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. So here's the situation, man. Okay. Success leaves clues. You got to get out there. You got to make a decision that that's what's going to be. And a lot of this stuff is stuff that you already know. You've heard it a million times. But one of the things that these gentlemen have in common is that they make a decision of when they're going to go and how long they're going to knock on, and they just do it. Doesn't matter. Here's the thing. He mentioned something, and I have to say this. He mentioned this. It's not easy. He's right. It's not easy. But you know what? It's not that damn hard either. It's not that dang hard. What's the worst is going to happen? In 1995, kids used to say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. In 2021, adults say, oh man, words hurt. We live in a sensitive ass society. You want to be a winner? Do not be a product of this environment that we live in. Warrior that shit up. I'm telling you this because look, man, I'm sick and tired of people telling me they want to make it happen, but then they act the opposite. This is ego school. You're going to get it the way it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. My son, I don't sugarcoat anything for him. I tell him, there's rude people and mean people out there. There's not that many. There's only a few, but they move around a lot. So you're going to run into them. You're going to get, he's got long curly hair. I tell him, you're going to get people that are going to make fun of your hair because it's long and curly. They all have the same haircut. You're different. And because you're different, people are going to, make fun of you. So I tell them, we don't bully, but we don't bully, and we don't let people get bullied, and we don't get bullied either, right? Anyways, I could go on this for a long time, and that's not what this is about. Let's go to the next person. All of these people, they have that bulletproof mindset. That's why they're closing deals. Next person is Joelle Gossett. Joelle, my friend, are you on here?
I'm here, brother.
All right. So Joelle, talk to me, man. Set it up for us, and then let's get into your pitch, bro.
My fingers are a little cramped up, man. I'm taking notes from Victor and Robert. I don't know why you wouldn't be doing it otherwise, but anyway. So just a couple of things that I wanted to touch on, just to add to what these gentlemen, these professionals already said. People are going to know if you're genuine and you truly care about them just by the way you talk and you carry yourself, right? So just, man, like, yeah, we're all in this for money. We're all in this for, but if you go to a doctor and, he's going to take care of a broken leg or something, man, like you can tell if this dude really cares about you, worries about you and your well-being and your future, or he's just trying to make that insurance check, right? So set yourself apart from everybody else that's doing that. And there's three things, man, that I feel like are super key that you got to have. You got to have that, inside of you and your being, right? One is you got to be fearless. You got to be relatable, and you got to be self-motivated. Like, we're all entrepreneurs. I talked about this, I think last time I spoke. Nobody's going to wake you up and say, hey, this is what you got to do this every day. I mean, you gotta get on it, right? And you got to be fearless. Man, the world's not rainbows and marshmallows and butterflies, man. The world is ruthless. So you got to be able to kind of push through, and you got to be relatable. Why I say relatable, I kind of like what Robert was talking about. I don't know if I'll go to the extent of knocking doors in a t-shirt and a hat and stuff like that. I do like to have my nice little polo tucked in. I don't know, it's just me. But being relatable, right? Like being like you're not just somebody else that's about to sell them an item or trying to make a profit out of them. And, just let them know that you're human just like them and you bleed just like they do. So, and it's super important, man, to know and believe in your product, because if you don't, like, nobody's going to buy from you. You wouldn't buy. Guys, do this. If anybody just takes anything from what I'm saying, get in front of the mirror, right? Get in front of the mirror when you're done with this and pitch yourself. Look at your facial expression. Look how your body language is. Look where your hands are. And after you're done with that pitch, ask yourself, would I buy from me? Right? And if you yourself wouldn't even buy solar from you, knowing how good it is and the benefits and the environment and everything, then why would you think a complete stranger that's doing a million things in their life, that you're coming to their door, why do you think they're going to know and buy from you? So that's a cool little thing to practice, and it kind of helps seeing what you're doing. And the last thing before we get started, put yourself in a position to win. If you're door knocking, have a plan, right? Choose an efficient route to go, right? Don't just kind of bounce around zigzagging doors, right? Go down one street, go down the other street. But look, if anybody knows anything about me, they know I hate wasting time, right? I don't want to have any regrets. So don't pick the houses that nobody's there, right? Don't pick the house that may have a Lambo in the front yard, right? Pick the house that has a minivan, that has 2 cars in it. Maybe do your homework prior to the neighborhood, see the houses that have pools in it, right? New homeowner list. Like if we only have a limited amount of time in that day, well then pick the houses that are going to put you in a situation where you have high electric bills, you have people that are kind of going paycheck to paycheck that are struggling. And then once you install all those homes, then you come back around and knock everybody else, because now your credibility is built up, right? So that's all I got, man. Let's knock this. Cool, let's knock this thing. By the way, I'll pull up to your house though, JC, and I'm already scouting out like your license plates, if you have any stickers on your car, anything that I could just kind of throw in there to kind of break the the initial ice. But anyway, so you have something for me, or are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. So I want to hear your pitch. Come to the door and pitch me, bro.
Cool. Similar to Victor, I'm just flying, but here we go. Knock, knock, knock.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, sir? How are you doing? Listen, I don't want to take too much of your time. I'm actually stopping with a couple of your neighbors. They've actually had some free consultations from us, because I don't know if you've heard about the net metering programs that are available right now for homeowners. And just to kind of keep it brief, because I do got to get going to my next appointment. Have you heard of your neighbors upgrading to solar so that they don't have to pay and be dependent on the utility companies' high efficiency and high cost that they charge?
I've seen a couple of neighbors go solar. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah. Have you had anybody come by the house and kind of maybe give you some information, give you a rundown and a consultation just to kind of explain how the whole process works?
I've had a couple solar guys come out and talk to us about solar over the years. So, yeah.
Oh, for sure. And look, you probably get your door knocked all the time. As a matter of fact, if solar would have made sense to you, you probably would have done it already. So one of the things that our company is doing is we're just offering free consultations, because look, you don't know what you don't know. And unfortunately, you've been with the monopoly from your company. By the way, how long have you been in the house?
We've been here about 3 years.
3 years? Okay. And I'm probably going to go out on a limb here and say, when you guys first moved into the home, they didn't give you an option between your utility company and maybe something else, or a couple of utility companies. Is that correct?
No.
Yeah. So basically, look, they're lining their pockets with the trade-off that you guys are doing. And what I mean by the trade-off is you pay them for electricity and they power your home. But if you decided to sell the house right now, you're never getting any of that, investment back. It's just money that's just like rent, right? Traded away. You decided to own your house and buy a home for a lot of the reasons that everybody else does, right? It's an investment. You get to build equity and you get a return on your investment, right? You know what ROI stands for, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we definitely want to be putting our money in things that give us an ROI, and solar is one of those. So I wanted to ask you, and I'm sorry, what was your name again?
JC.
JC, nice to meet you. My name is Joelle. So JC, look, I'm going to be here for the next couple of days and a couple other consultations. I actually have Bob, a couple of streets down from you, that we're meeting tomorrow at 11. If you and are you married?
Yeah.
Cool. If you and your wife are open to listening to, what the benefits of solar are and to give you guys the whole rundown, we could definitely set up a free consultation and let me know. Would that be something that you'd be interested in?
Yeah, let me talk to my wife. Let me get your card and I'll talk to my wife. And if we are, yeah, we'll give you a call. Sure. That
sounds great. Give me 1 second. Here's my card. It has my contact info. And by the way, JC, before I do go, because man, I do got to get going. I just wanted to kind of mention this. I'm going to be going over a lot of information during that consultation. probably stuff that you never even heard of if you haven't looked into solar before. And look, please don't hesitate to ask me anything because look, the only stupid question is the one you.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm saying like I'm saying feel free to ask me anything because the only stupid question is the one you.
Don't ask. Right. Sorry.
Exactly.
And by the way,
Exactly.
sorry, I was letting somebody into the room.
You thought it was a freeze. Thought it was a freeze. No, no big deal. And look,
Yeah, I thought it was too.
and if I could just ask one simple thing of you, is that okay?
Sure.
Sure. All I ask is that you guys keep an open mind. There's a lot of misinformation out there, a lot of miscommunication about solar. All I ask is that you and your wife keep an open mind, and we can go from there. Do we have a deal?
Sure. That sounds very good.
Awesome. Well, listen. Do you get your bill in the paper, or do you actually get it electronically?
I think we get a physical bill.
Physical bill? Okay, perfect. Do me a favor. Go ahead and grab that bill the last month. Take a quick picture of it, or actually bring it to me. I'll take a picture of it. I'm going to take a look at the usage of your last 12 months. That's going to help me put that free energy savings report together. And that's what I'm going to go over with you and your wife, find out, ask you a couple questions about what your plans are in the future for the home and your electricity usage. And by the way, is the meter on the left or the right side of your house?
It's on the left side of the house.
Okay, perfect. So go ahead and get that for me. I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture of the meter, make sure you guys do qualify for the net metering, and I'll meet you back here in a couple minutes, and then we'll set the appointment for next week.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
I'll just kind of fade it out. So
Cool.
Cool.
Great job, man. That's awesome. And obviously you've got, now let me ask you guys a question. How often a week do you guys go prospecting? How many days a week and how many hours on average do you hit the field? I think that's a very important question. One of the most basics, but very important.
Yeah. Since I got the mic unmuted, I can kind of jump in. So, when I first started, I mean, there wasn't, normally most people don't have a cushion of money to be, kind of paying for leads or advertisement and things like that. This is free, guys, right? And like Robert's saying, you get exercise and some vitamin D. So if you're working a 9 to 5, you're working 40 hours a week. Well, this is your business. Go work 40 hours a week, knocking doors, right? So, I mean, definitely at least about a good 4 to 6 hours a day. And Saturday is not my weekend, right? My weekend is maybe Sunday and maybe half of a weekday that I kind of turn into like an admin day. But Saturdays is a day to go get it. You see people out on the street, people out in the front yards, kids are playing. That's a great time to just spark up a conversation with somebody and take off that barrier of the door knocking. So.
I love it. I love it. What about you, Victor and Robert? How many days a week do you go door knocking and how many hours do you hit the field?
I'm a little different. I want to stay consistent. I like the hours between 4 and 7 because just like Joel said, it seems like when most people home, Saturdays is when you hit it. Normally I take Sundays off, but I think I might switch that up a little bit because once again, everybody's home. So I just look at it as consistency. I want to put in 3 to 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. And the biggest thing I tell people too, for anybody that wants to take it serious, I would suggest everybody to write on a piece of paper 3 squares. Okay. The squares I don't want to be bigger than a quarter. The first one is how many doors did I knock on? The second one is how many bills did I get? And the third one is how many deals did I sell this week? Now, JC, you know why I said to make the quarter is a quarter?
The quarter you said?
Yeah, why the square can't be bigger than a quarter?
I don't know, because not that big.
You can't fit an excuse in that box.
That's right. I love it. That's awesome.
So for everybody, where everybody is at their point, just like Jim Rohn said it the best, is you might not be the sharpest tool in the shed. You might not have the confidence that Joelle and Victor and I and JC have, but you can dictate those numbers. So if you want to make more money, you just got to fill that top box up more, right? So wherever you're at in your situation, I like 4 to 7. It seems like out here in California or Arizona, it's going a little bit later, 7:30, because it gets so hot out here. But yeah, just like Joel said, I don't like to waste time. I'm knocking on doors when people are home, and I'm just trying to be as proficient as I possibly can through those doors. So,
Hey,
That's-
JC, I'm sorry. Before Victor goes, I'm gonna forget because my mind sometimes is of a goldfish. Can I mention something real quick on that?
Yes.
All right.
Please.
So if any of you guys like sports, baseball, you guys know baseball, right? There's a pitcher. That's the guy that throws the ball to the catcher. And in the major leagues, you have guys that throw like 90 miles per hour, some 100 miles per hour. And I was listening to Alex Rodriguez announce a game, and there was a guy that was throwing 102 miles per hour, but he threw like 10 balls in a row. And he's like, look, all these scouts are looking for players to bring into their teams that throw 100 miles per hour. But if you're in the major league level, you shouldn't be throwing 10 to 12 balls in a row, because all those, even though he throws the hardest of a lot of people in the top 1/1/2% of the world, those are empty calories. Man, when he said that, I was like, dude, that's so true. And then I related that to us. You can go out there and knock 1,000 doors a day if you could. But if you're not getting trained, if you're not practicing, Lily mentioned in the chat, if you're not recording yourself, if you're not getting better and you're not mastering these pitches, then you're just going to be knocking on doors. There's going to be a bunch of empty calories that come out of that. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, these guys were really skilled and talented, but they became the cream, the best, because they were the first ones in the gym, the last ones out. They were working through practice. When everybody was taking a break at halftime, they were on the bike. So make sure that if you are putting the work in, which again, you should, nobody should be pushing through, is the fact that you're actually putting, work in from the people that are successful.
I love it. One of the things that I want to add is this, guys. I do trainings for real estate offices, mindset and sales trainings for real estate offices. That's part of one of the ways that I network. Some of these videos are online. Here's one of the things I tell realtors, and this relates to this industry. I say, if you're a real estate agent, working on the weekend is a normal thing. Open houses on Saturdays, open houses on Sundays, door knocking during the week, door knocking on the weekends, showing properties. Guess what? On Sundays, because that's when most people are off. You are gonna have days, and the way a real estate agent works on weekends, if you want to be a top performer, if you want to get to the point in this business where you have a lot of referral business, you have to be willing to do what other people are not willing to do. And guess what? That includes weekends. I've been involved in network marketing for so long, and you'll be surprised how many people are broke, tired of their situation, complaining about their situation, but they don't want, they're a princess. They don't want to work on the weekend, but they talk $1 million game with a minimum wage work ethic. Here's a bottom line. Like the realtor that works on the weekends, I've knocked with Powur. I've knocked on Sundays. I remember I knocked on one guy's door. He says, "Why are you working on God's day?" I say, well, today's not God's day, but that's another story, right? And we got into a very good conversation, very nice guy. But the point is this, Sundays is when most people are in. And here's the thing. That was a year ago. That was a little bit less than a year ago, probably like 10 months ago. I knocked on his house here in Downey on a Sunday. And you know what I did? I took Tuesday off instead of Sunday, because it doesn't matter. I could rest any one day. By the way, here's my mindset. I'm going to work 6 days, not 5. I'm not going to work 8 hours. You know that 100 years ago, the average American worked 12 hours a day. But a lot of people, they think that working 8 hours a day, I'm tired after 8 hours a day. Bullshit. The only reason why you believe you're tired after 8 hours a day is because you've been programmed by the society that we live in that after 8 hours is a full day. So you must be tired after 8 hours, right? So Sam Walton was asked, a billionaire, one of the owners of Walmart, what is the key to becoming wealthy? How many hours should you work? And he said, any 12 hours in a day are good. So it doesn't matter if it's from 10 to 10, from 7 to 7, put in the 12 hours. You got a full-time job. You heard me say it a million times. Work 8 hours on your job, as Jim Rohn says, and 4 hours on your fortune, on your business. This is the business. Pay the price. You have to have that season of separation. If that means working weekends, guess what? If you're not where you want to be in your business, you should be working on the weekend. It's hot as hell. Good. Go get some vitamin D. It's good for you. Okay, get some vitamin D. This is not for everybody. This is for those of you guys that really want to make it happen. Get some vitamin D. But it's because my family, there's a family gathering. They're going to brunch on a Saturday or Sunday. I don't care about no damn family brunch. Let me ask you something. Those people that are there at the family brunch, are they going to put food on the table for your kids? Are they going to pay your mortgage or your rent? Why the hell do you care about their opinion, about missing it? You've got to have that season of separation. But guess what? Less than a year ago, I was knocking on doors on Sunday, on Saturdays. I saw friends, you know what I mean? Granted, that was during the pandemic, right? But I saw friends having family days on those days, certainly not working. Guess what? We just came back from Florida. I told my wife last night, hey, book some tickets for Hawaii. Let's go to Maui in the next month. You know why? Because I paid the price and I didn't take anybody's excuses. I didn't accept my own excuses. I said the price must be paid up front and in full. You've got to be willing to work without pay in order to get paid without work. If you want to fail, follow the masses. Are the masses in this company, forget outside of Powur, inside Powur, are the majority of people working on the weekends? No, they're not. Guess what? You should probably work on the weekends. Are the majority of the people prospecting 4 or 5 days a week? No, they're not. Guess what you should be doing? Prospecting 4 or 5 days a week. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a different mindset to go to another level. Now, see, I come from a different background. As an immigrant from Mexico at 18, didn't have a driver's license. I couldn't legally get a job. So when I hear people's excuses and how soft people are, I'm like, dude, you're never going to be successful with that weak ass mindset. Excuse my language, but that's a weak ass mindset. I don't vibe with people like that, because some of those people come to me and ask me, what do I got to do to be successful? There's no cookie cutter. There's no shortcut. You know, the work is the shortcut. The consistency is the shortcut. The showing up to the trainings. Some of you guys that want to be successful, you pick and choose what trainings to be on. What? You pick and choose what trainings to be on, but yet your butt is complaining about not making enough money, about having too much month at the end of the money. You got too much month at the end of the money, and you pick and choose when to work. You pick and choose when to be motivated. You pick and choose when to get trained. That's why a year from now, you're still going to be in the same place. But those of you guys that make a decision, you know what? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm going to just be 100% coachable. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go fall on my face. And when you come back and you fall on your face and you come back to your mentor and you ask, do you need me to do it again? That's what you should ask. And then your mentor is going to say, that's a rhetorical question, because you know what the answer to that question is. I'm not even going to answer. That's an insult. Of course, I need you to do it again. I need you to go fall on your face. Go get some doors slammed on your face. Go get some people that quit your team. Go get some deals that cancel on you. That's a part of the business. But guess what? There are people that make more money in 1 month than what the average American makes in 2 years in this company, on this call right now, in this company. And guess what? The corporate office doesn't have a picture of you with your name on it that says, do not pay this person. If you go out there and you do the work, you're going to make that kind of money. The same comp plan is for you that it is for me, that it is for Victor, that it is for Joelle, that it is for Robert, that it is for Luis Perez, that it is for the David Perez, the people that are crushing it. It's the same damn comp plan for them as it is for you. Go out there and make it happen. Don't make excuses. If this training gets just one of you to get away from that old mediocre mindset to a champion mindset, it was worth it. And if none of you do, and somebody that watches a recording at a later time does, it was worth it. But we're going to tell you, this is Powur Hour. It might as well be called Eagle School. We are training Eagles. Today, I have an appointment at 1 o'clock and at 3 o'clock to look at 2 offices. Jonathan and I, we're getting some offices. We're going to have trains like this where we're going to practice pitch with each other. A lot of people are still not going to show up in their local. If I was barely getting started and the office was in Vegas and I had to drive 4 hours to be there, I would do it, because that's how hungry I am. But here's one thing, man. We have a honeypot of an opportunity. Some of you guys are going to be kicking yourself in the butt 1 or 2 years from now, because you're going to see people that are not, mark my words, you're going to see people that are not in the company yet. By the way, put yourself on mute. I hear somebody's back. You're going to see people that are not in the company yet, that don't have any solar experience, that are going to come in here and smoke. Some of you guys have been here a while and have some experience. You know why? That happened with me. Before Powur, I had never sold a deal before, right? Then I went out and sold 210 kilowatts in 40 days. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because I came in here and I'm like, these people have this opportunity. They can become a mentor. They can build a team. All the training is available. And they're, what is the term? Lollygagging through their day. They're just, casually taking the business. If you are casual about your business, you will be a casualty. I said, I'm not going to be a casualty. I'm going to be, hold on, son. You can watch a little bit of educational TV. Okay. Thank you, Miko. I said, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to crush it. I saw the opportunity. And I'm going to close out with this. There's people in other countries like Africa, Europe, Mexico, that they wish they were here, that they work for peanuts, okay? And if you were to tell them, I'll take you to America, but you've got to knock on doors 10 hours per day, and you're gonna live in a little apartment complex in Compton, they would think they're in heaven. It's all perspective, man. So anybody can do it. Anybody can do it, man. But not everybody will. And I'll tell you this much. If you want to be successful with Powur, you don't have any competition, man. Most people, they're not serious about their business. Most are not. Most are just interested in success. Very few are committed. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this information. Today's training was awesome. I'm going to ask the speakers if they could type out their quote. But let me see. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Kind of? Okay.
It's a little muffled.
Sounds weird.
Hold on one second. What about now? Does this sound better?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Okay, good. So anyways, guys, I'm going to ask the speakers if they could go ahead and give us their script written down. This is recorded. I'm going to send it to the groups. That way you guys can watch their scripts. When it's recorded, you could go ahead and skip over whatever you need to skip over. If it's the scripts, if it's whatever the case may be, go ahead and skip over it. Practice it, right, guys? I'm excited. We've got the fastest growing, the most kick butt team in the entire company, and we're going to keep it that way. Now that we get the office, now that things are opening up, guess what? In May, we're going to have another live opportunity presentation. Towards the end of May or June, we will have that mansion training. If we can find a mansion that we can rent that can fit 50 people, because we're going to have a minimum of 50 people there. Okay, guys? And if we can't do that, we're going to do it at a hotel ballroom, the old-fashioned way. But it will be 1 day of intensive training from some of the top leaders on recruiting, on sales, on mindset, right? On overcoming objections. Guess what? It's going to be in California. If you're not in California, you know what you should do? You should start planning your money to buy your ticket to fly out to California and make it here. Somebody may say, JC, I can't afford that. If you can't afford to come to California, that means that you cannot afford not to come to California. You're going to need that training. Come out. And if you are in California on our team and you happen to not make it, there's only one reason to not make it. And you guys heard me say this before. So if you got to go to a funeral and you're the one in the box, anything outside of that, you should be at the training if you want the leadership to take you seriously. All right, guys. See you guys at the next training. Let's crush it.
Thanks, Al.